Well, hello, hello. Well, not hello. How about um, peace? Welcome. Welcome to Beyond Babbitt. This is your host, Brian Anthony. Yeah, I'm trying to watch that. I'm trying to about morning and hell. Oh, it's not morning. It's here anyway. It's afternoon, gloomy day, kind of cold. It's supposed to get down into the 20s tonight. So, just want to talk about some news and some updates and some observations and uh, talk about who's in the driver's seat. So let's go ahead and get started. Um, Here's some news that I didn't get to about a month or so ago, maybe a couple of months ago, and it's pertinent to today. So Israel is surprised by Palestinian upgraded missile attack on two major cities that happened a couple of months ago, like I said. And why is this important? Because the missiles, for the first time, were able to beat the Iron Dome, which is the Israeli um, surface air missile defense system. Okay. Um, so they went from the Palestinians went from floating balloons, setting balloons on fire, floating them over the border because they're all their rocket launches, all their missile launches were getting shot down. So that was the only thing they were having some success with, was lighting up some type of balloon and floating it over the border on fire. And as it lands, it catches things on fire. So that was the only success they were having. And then all of a sudden, they had these new and improved missiles. Just all of a sudden, boom! It beats Iron Dome. And so they got barraged in like two cities. Well, to me, it just doesn't sound like you can advance that quickly with this missile technology, these upgraded missiles that the Palestinians had. So that means there has to be other players involved. Maybe Iran, maybe Pakistan. Yeah, Fatal Gamer. That's actually today. So Iran, Pakistan, China, or North Korea helped them upgrade their missiles to be able to get through Iron Dome. Iron Dome used to be the best. It used to be better than all the Russian, the 200, 300, 400. Yeah, but it may not be the best anymore because now there's been hundreds of missiles launched in Israel, and a lot of them are hitting their target, getting through Iron Dome. So the news I just reported, that the missiles were upgraded. This is something I should have reported a month or two ago. I didn't get around to it, but I'm glad that I still had it because it's important today. The Palestinians have made a big advance from floating these fire balloons to missiles that can beat the Iron Dome. So we don't know who the other player is. We don't know how they were able to upgrade their technology so fast, so quick. Yeah, well, it's chess. It's chess, not checkers. Everybody's backstabbing. New lines are being drawn. And after World War III, new country lines are going to be drawn. Some countries that exist today won't exist afterwards. So yeah, so Israel is deep pushed. As of today, they've pushed deep into Gaza, bombing. So the war is hot over there. The U.S. has put F-22s up. The F-22s beat the Russian S-300s in Syria. So we thought it was only the F-35 that could beat the S-300s. Woo, over 300 rockets. Wow, Devil Dog, that's a lot. Yeah. So the F-22, the U.S. F-22 airplane was able to beat the S-300. So the F-35 and the F-22 now can beat the Russian S-300. But the Russia has the S-400, 500, 600, and 700. So we've yet to see anything other than the 300 in action, though. We've never seen. They claim that the capabilities or the abilities of the 400, 500, 600, 700 is supposed to be something just mind blowing. But we've never seen those in action. We've seen the 200 and the 300. We've never seen the 4 through 7s, what they can do in actual. So Palestinians, that's something to worry about. Big advance on the missiles, and that capability was upgraded a couple of months ago. But today they've probably started yesterday, but today they are all in. They're firing missiles. Uh-oh. They're firing missiles left and right in Israel, and Israel is pushing into Gaza, and they're saying, yeah, I saw that the stocks are way down. And they're saying that Hezbollah, they said they ready to take Israel to war. They said they ready to, whatever you do to them, they said they're going to hit back. They're going to punch back. So that's interesting, man. That's really interesting. So what do y'all think about that? I mean, and another thing I want to talk about, I watched a video. It's called Tribulation is Upon Us. It reminds me of my Rapture series I started off doing this year, saying that the 2018 is Great Tribulation and there will be no rapture. So the guy, he was in Florida. He got hit back to back to back. All right. So it's like they got hit in a hurricane and lost everything. Pregnant, and when baby was born, baby was sick, baby died. And he tried to speak faith over it and pray. The baby died. Like, he's here. Tribulation. He said, it's a good video. You have to. I didn't load it, but it's called Tribulation is Upon Us. And I was thinking, man, because there's the guy. What is the name of his show? Well, it's a little scrimmage between two guys because their understanding of the scriptures one is a little deeper than the other. What's the guy's name? Anyway, he said, so Pastor Bagley, right? He was talking about oh man, it's bad. Okay, so Pastor Bagley was talking about the 5 waves of energy, which is scientific. I mean, it talks about this stuff in the Bible, but it doesn't give the science behind it. And what's happening is the other guy, he said the Bible doesn't speak about any Nibiru, and well, it maybe doesn't call it Nibiru, but it does speak about from heaven and the earth shaking and violent earthquake and wormwood hitting the ocean. All that's in there. Yeah, the weather is real bad here. It's cloudy, rainy, cold. So anyway, definitely. Definitely. So there, yeah, it's kind of like he felt that Pastor Bagley was getting off on some new age stuff when he's talking about the deeper level of just the science behind what the scripture is saying. I mean, he doesn't have the same understanding. So it's divide and conquer, man. You can't. Now my battery's getting low. It's all right. We're gonna give it some juice. We're gonna give it some juice. How about that? Okay. juice there. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so yeah, Pastor Bagley. I mean, so I watched what he was saying about the, and he had Michael from around the world on there. So I watched the both pretty much both of those that the guy was talking about, and man, he wasn't saying anything off. He's just getting deeper into it, into the science behind it. You know, the guy was like, oh, you know, the Bible doesn't say anything about Nibiru. Well, it may have called it something different, but yeah, it talks about it. It does. So it's just the science behind it, and because he didn't understand it at the same level, you know, he's attacking the guy. Well, he's not really attacking him, but he's, you know, saying he's getting his sources from false prophets. And no, it's not that. It's not that. It's just a little deeper than what this guy could grasp. Okay, so what else we got going? Oh man, and okay, so let's look at this. We got new developments in Cuba, guys. Am I still buffering? I should be doing all right. New developments in Cuba. It says Cuba to buy $50 million in Russian weapons. $50 million. Okay, good. Appreciate it. So Cuba to buy $50 million worth of Russian weapons. So that would take them, you know, on our list of the allies and the opposition. I had put Cuba on the fence because of the elections they just had. And, you know, the new president, I thought he was going to, I don't know, man. But now since they're doing business with Russia like that, and Russia is something about Russia just building a military base there in Cuba. So this is the Cuban Missile Crisis all over again. So Cuba is back on the opposition side. Cuba is no longer on the fence. So that's big news. Yeah, and Moscow is to reopen a military base in Cuba. Yeah, man. And another thing, man, I saw a movie over the weekend I got to see. Oh, it's already open? Oh, man. See that Cuba's 90 miles, so that's terrible. That's terrible. So, you know. So, I saw a movie over the weekend called Cell. It's from 2016, and it seems to me that in this movie they were trying to broadcast. They was trying to tell us what 5G is going to be able to do. It's a movie that has Samuel L. Jackson in it, and it's where the cell phone towers actually turn people into zombies. It turns them into zombies, and so in order to keep from getting zombified, you had to be in an area where there was no cell phone tower. And once it turns you into a zombie, you all do things like groupthink, like all in unison, like beehive mentality. Like if one turn his head, everybody turn their head at the same time. It don't matter if it's 50 of them. Then to the left, everybody turn, or to the right. And then they have this horrible static, and that's how they can hypnotize anybody else that they just get around you, squeak this sound into your ear and your eyes, and then you become zombified. And so at night when they slept, they all slept together, like all on the floor, on the grass or wherever. And they open their mouths, and like a radio, it sound like a radio, just them singing. Not just the mouth wouldn't move, just open, and like a, you know, some old song will be playing out of their mouths. So this might be, you know, they say that 5G works on the same frequencies as your brain. Yes, exactly. So 5G is able to work on the alpha, beta, delta, and theta extremely low frequencies, ELF frequencies that your brain works on. So they will be able to maybe, and then you're getting these chemtrails, these medical particles in you that could be used like an antenna, like the aluminum. They may be able to remote control you. I mean, who knows, man? But this movie came out in 2016, and I hadn't really paid attention to it, but it came on and I watched it. It was pretty good. And if there's any truth to it, I mean, maybe something to look out for. Because they say that 5G is going to be much stronger than anything we have out right now. With that said, man, what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think, man? Because, see, the Lord will be able to protect us from it. I've been going over some of these scriptures again, but there is a verse in Revelation 14:13, that says, "Blessed are the dead." Talk about blessed are the dead that died in the Lord from this point forward. So in other words, it's going to get that bad. Oh yeah. Speaking of that, Pastor Bagley reported on that. The UK is, because of the quote-unquote migrant thing, they're offering the RFID chip between your on your right hand. You know, the Bible says the right hand on your forehead. They're offering that chip right now, and they said it's so you can open your computer, unlock your doors. That's it. That's the mark of the beast. The UK is offering it right now, so it's not mandatory yet. We know it will be, and US is probably next with our migrant problem. They might be like, well, this is gonna keep us safe. We gotta take this thing. Yeah, man. So it's real. So Revelation 14:13. Yeah, they're already getting here. They're starting to come in through Arizona. Yep. Texas is flooded down there. The West Coast is on fire. Oh man, and the East Coast, Florida is about to get hit. There's a new tropical storm forming down there. Said it's headed to Florida. It may turn into a hurricane. And then they're saying the East Coast is about to get hit with the like an ice storm, some type of bad cold front. Boy, they hitting all the coast, hitting everything. And man, as you see all the celebrities in California, there's stuff is burnt up. I mean, a lot of celebrities done lost their stuff, done lost their houses and stuff. This is it, man. This is it. It did. Wow. Wow. Now, they don't want this news to get out, but they said U.S. jets were patrolling in southern Syria to make sure that the Russians and Iran and nothing don't try to, right, while President Trump and Putin are meeting. Jumping off, man. So yeah, the rich are gonna go head for the hills. They're gonna go for their bunkers. And I thought about the guy from Florida that lost everything. I was like, what if he had prepared? What if he had food stored up, or silver and gold, or all of it's lost, man. The hurricane took it all. Okay. Yeah, so it's that type of stuff. And then just think about the people in California, right? What if they were really preppers secretly and had bomb shelters, some and everything? But everything is leveled, man. Everything fired. Everything just burnt up. Just lost it all, Lost it all. So that's why this video is named "Who's in the Driver's Seat?" I mean, we could do what we could do, but still we can only prepare so much. I mean, those fires still look suspicious, but however they're doing it, however it's burning, it's burning, and people are dying. They're saying only 5 people are dead or 25 people. I'm like, get for real, man. Be for real. Entire cities, you know, cars just melt right in the middle of the. Nah, man. Nah, man. Fires, you know. Some of the trees and the grass is still there, not touched, but the metal and the bricks burnt up. You know. So who knows what's happening? I have a good idea, but I can't prove it. But we have to just be, you know, prayed up, stay ready. That's really gonna be the answer. You know, God has to be in the driver's seat because we can only do what we can do, man. And if tragedy hit us, we just have to remember. You know, me and my buddy was talking today about the rapture, right? Because you got so many people still believe, oh, I'm not gonna be here when this bad stuff happens. See, the pastors, the leaders have failed us in that respect because people are not prepared to go through it. See, in Matthew 24, verses 29 and 30, Yahshua, Jesus, the Messiah, he said himself, after the tribulation, he was coming. He said, after the tribulation of those days. But they preach a pre-tribulation rapture, saying, before it get bad, he gonna come and get us out of here. We're not gonna have to see this. Okay. It's not a salvation issue, but it could be. So say those who, like me, believe what the Bible says, that he's coming after to get the saints and everything. So let's compare it to sports, like combat sports. I like combat sports, like boxing or mixed martial arts. So you prepare to go so many rounds. You know, boxing up to, 12 rounds, used to be up to 15 or more. Mixed martial arts up to 5-minute rounds. So you prepare to go the whole fight. You prepare to go through it. You prepare to go through it. So if you win and you get out of there in the first round, hey, no sweat. But you were prepared to go through it. Win-win. Let's look at it in reverse. Everybody telling you, oh, you're supposed to win this fight. Oh, yeah, it's going to be an easy one, champ. You only need to prepare for one round. Just get ready for one round. That's it. You're going to be out of here the first round. And you get in there and it ain't easy as you thought. And that first round go by and you still in there. And you end up having to go all the rounds. But you wasn't prepared. You didn't prepare for all the rounds. You prepared to, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of here so I don't have to worry about it. Well, man, you're going to really feel the effects of it because you weren't prepared. See, you weren't prepared. So it's better to be prepared and not have to use it than not to be prepared and have to do it, have to pull it up out of you because you're going to be wanting to give up. You see? So, yeah, it's a difference in mindset because in 2 Peter 3:4, it does say, scoffers are going to say, where is the promise of his coming? Now, either those people were never believers or they were believers that gave up. They gave up. It got too tough. It got too hard. And the rapture didn't happen. You see? So this is some real stuff that we're seeing right now. I'm looking at the skies now, man. So I've been paying attention to the booms, right? That started somewhere around 2008. The sonic booms. And then the trumpet sounds, nobody knew where they were coming from, but they were recording it all around the world. Okay. Now, they're recording objects. You know what I mean? That's accompanying those booms and those trumpet sounds. Look like planets, meteors, meteorites, stars, moons, suns, spaceships, a whole bunch of stuff. We're seeing lights and stuff accompanying these sounds. You see, this is what's in Scripture. See, people can't say, oh, it don't talk about no Nibiru in Scripture. Well, yeah, you just don't understand it as it may not call it Nibiru, but it says about how Isaiah 24 talk about how he gonna turn the earth upside down. Revelation 13 talk about how something gonna hit the water, a star gonna fall from heaven called wormwood, and make the water bitter, and you ain't gonna be able to drink the water. You see? Oh yeah, man. It's a lot of stuff it talks about, but you know, we can understand it at a deeper level now of some of the of hows and the whys, behind it, how these things are happening and why. It talks about the sun gonna go out and the moon. The sun said the sun is not gonna give her light. It is an object that's following the sun around. It's a little thing that's just trailing the sun. What is this thing? It's smaller than the sun, but it might be zapping it. And it's another object. Every time it come around the sun is throwing off CMEs, coronal mass ejections, solar flares. It's throwing it off. That affects us. That affects everything. The sun and the moon affects us. The planets, the way they're lined, it affects us. The moon controls the ocean tides. The moon is the feminine. It also controls women's cycles. Yes. The moon also, the word lunatic, it's a real word. It means when it's a full moon. Do the research. When it's a full moon, there are more arrests. There are more accidents. There's more domestic violence. There are more violence, period. There are more murders. On a full moon, lunatic. Yeah, that it's something with the estrogen. So with these new bodies being in our solar system, how's that gonna affect us? You know? But they started chemtrailing around that time too. They haven't been chemtrailing. How long? When they started chemtrailing? About 2006, 7, 8. It's the block out. They didn't want to see this stuff that's sneaking up on us. These, whatever this is not normal. The sky is changing. It hasn't always looked like this. Go look at a movie from the 80s. The clouds didn't look like this. Yeah, it's affecting the women, but it's affecting the men too. It's affecting the animals. Plus, the all the opioids and the drugs. You know, the pharmaceutical industry said they want 85%, where 85% of Americans on something. Really, they want everybody on some prescription with the opioid. And when people use public restrooms and stuff, this stuff flushes in the water system. Or when you throw it just down the toilet or throw it, it gets in the water system. The animals are getting it. A lot of this stuff has estrogen mimickers. It's doing some stuff. It's making the women hyper feminine. It's making the men effeminate. It's doing stuff to the animals. Oh man, they're destroying this place, man. I don't know if it's by accident. But yeah, go look at some movies from the 80s, man. The sky did not look like this. It didn't look like this. This is, man, I've seen, I was in Dallas the other night, Saturday, what was that? Friday night. I was outside, it was cold. I looked to the northeast. It was a glow, light coming up. And it had rays coming off of it. Kind of like the pictures they be drawing with the sun gods that have the rays coming off their head. It had like sun rays, but it was like a bluish type color. In the middle of the night, it was around midnight, somewhere around there. Maybe a little after. Maybe a little before midnight. But in the northeast, in the middle of the night, no, it's not the sun not rising. Not in the northeast, maybe in the east. Man, there's stuff in our solar system, man. So I say that to say who's in the driver's seat, because we're in the last days. That's the bottom line. I think about the guy again in Florida, all the people who in Florida who lost stuff in the hurricane. whatever they had prepped for. That's same as in California. You know, you had prepped for something. That stuff's gone. Who knows when it's gonna hit here? Floods or fires or hurricanes or whatever. Whoa. Oh my goodness. I gotta go. I gotta go check that out, Devil Dog. That's big. That's break. That's big. Because he might be going into the underground bunker. They have. Oh my goodness. We may be. World War III may start. And I told y'all that. Man, I told y'all that one of my subscribers sent me the thing that said if the Democrats lost on the 6th, by the 8th, they start the crazy stuff. They've already started protesting. And there was something by the 11th or something we'd have a war the same month. Yeah, they're not. They Hillary's going around talking about she's running for president in 2020. She's not worried about indictments. No more. They'll never take them alive. They're gonna get this war started, and it looks like it already has. Let me go check on this, guys. If Trump cleared it, that means they're having war. They're having discussions about what to do next. It's serious. So let me go. If I can, I'll give y'all a subscribe. Thank everybody for joining in. Beyond Babbitt, Brian Anthony, over and out.